guys, and welcome back to Reading Club. So today I'm going to start a new book. It's called Daisy and the Trouble with Life by Cass Gray. So it's another Daisy series, so I'm going to start on chapter 1 to chapter 5. Chapter 1. The trouble with piggy banks is they're nearly always empty. Plus, whenever there is anything inside them, it's never enough to buy the things you really want. If piggy banks were full when people gave them to you, you could just open them up, take the money out, and buy all the important things you need to buy, like really squirty things. Trouble is, piggy banks aren't full of money when you get them. They're empty. They are full of a big, fat nothingness that you can't spend on squirty things or things that don't even squirt, or light up, or make really cool noises, which isn't my fault. My mom says I was about 8 years old when I got my piggy bank from my nanny and grampy for Christmas. I didn't ask for a piggy bank, they just gave it to me. It's been empty ever since. There have been times when I put a little bit of money in, but the trouble with putting money in a piggy bank is, as soon as you put it in, you want to get it out. Because as soon as you hear your money land inside the piggy's tummy, you realize you suddenly need it again. The trouble with suddenly needing your money again is piggy banks are too easy to open. Because all you have to do is turn them upside down, pull the little round stopper out of their tummy, and shake the money out through the hole, which makes it really easy to spend and really difficult to save. If you ask me, piggy banks shouldn't have little round stoppers in their tummies. If they didn't, they would be much better for saving actual money in. Trouble is, they do. So I don't save because my piggy bank won't let me save, which isn't my fault either. Chapter 2. Have you ever seen something that you really, really want but can't have because you haven't got any money to buy it with? It happens to me all the time. Like when the ice cream van drives down my street and the music makes me want a lolly. Or when my mom takes me to the post office and makes me stand by the sweets while we are waiting to buy some stamps. Or when I walk past a toy shop or a gadget shop or a toy shop that sells gadgets or a gadget shop that sells toys. Oh wow, that's... Or it could be when my best friend totally gets given the best present in the absolute whole wild world and then brings it around my house straight away because she absolutely totally can't wait to show it to me. That's what happened to me 2 Saturday afternoons ago. I was sitting on the lawn in my front garden training ants when I suddenly heard the weirdest and coolest noise. It was a bit like an alien crossed with a chipmunk crossed with a gargling frog. The trouble with aliens crossed with chipmunks crossed with gargling frogs is you're not exactly sure what to do when you hear one. But it was okay because when I looked up, I realized it wasn't an alien or a chipmunk or a gargling frog. It was Gabby. She had come around to play with me, wait for it, on a brand new micro shooter. Double wait for it. That didn't just do alien chipmunk gurgling frog noises while it was scooting. Triple wait for it. It flashed all over like a Christmas tree, and 4 poop away for it, squirted actual water just like a water pistol as well. I didn't know about the squirting water bit until I ran over to my friend, gave her a closer look. That's when Gabby got me all down my front. Surrender or drown, she laughed, pointing her handlebars at me, pushing the squirter button, and then chasing me down my curving path. Her brand new micro shooter was awesome. In fact, it was better than awesome. It was immense. Immense is everyone's new word at school. You should use it well. My dad bought it for me, said Gabby. Isn't it immense? Gabby goes to the same school as me. He got a promotion at work and he bought it for me as a present because now he earns more money and he gets a new car. I'd seen micro scooters before. In fact, micro scooters have been around for ages where I live, but I've never seen one like this. Gabby said it was the future of microscooters, which meant it was the very latest type of microscooter money could buy. It had 3 buttons you could push. The first one did the lights, and the second one did the sounds, and the third one did the squirts. The trouble with seeing your best friend on an immense squirting microscooter is it makes you absolutely desperate to have an immense squirting microscooter of your very own. So as soon as Gabby had to go home for her dinner, I ran straight into my back garden to ask my mom. Chapter 3. Mom, Mom, I shouted, opening the kitchen door and leaping out into my back garden. Will you buy me a squirting microscooter just like Gabby's? The trouble with waking my mom up when she's sunbathing is it's better to do it quietly rather than shout. You should see how far a squirting microscooter can squirt, I said. You should see how much a squirting microscooter lights up. Please, will you buy me one? Please, please. At first, I thought my mom was going to say yes straight away. But when she took off her sunglasses and pulled a funny face, I began to have my doubts. Is it Christmas Day, Daisy? She said, or is it a summer's day? Summer, I said. Is it your birthday today, Daisy? She said, or is your birthday in March? March, I said. Then you know the answer to your question, don't you? She said, putting her sunglasses back on and lying back down in the sun lounger. The trouble with knowing the answer to a question but not actually hearing it is it makes you not want to give up. Please, I said. Gabby's dad bought her a squirting microscooter without it being Christmas or her birthday, so why can't you? Because we don't have the money that Gabby's mom and dad have, Daisy. I wish we did. But the squirts are immense, I said, and the noises and flashing lights are immense too. I'm sure the price is immense too, said my mom. Have you asked Gabby how much a squirting microscooter costs? Yes, I said, and I know which shop you can buy them from. And, said my mom. And what? I said. And how much money are we talking? Only 99 Only $99.99, I said. In that case, said my mom, the sooner you start saving, the better. Oh, sorry, pence. Chapter 4. When I rang Gabby to tell her that I was going to be getting a squirting, flashing, gurgling scooter of my very own, she sounded as excited as me. Trouble is, then I had to tell her that it might be a while before I actually got it because my mom was making me save up to buy it to myself. Oh, said Gabby in a not-so-excited voice. How much more money will we need to save up? 99.99 pence, I said. And Gabby found out that I didn't have any money in my piggy bank at all. She said that I definitely wouldn't be able to buy one that day, which I already knew. Then she told me that 99.99 pence was actually a lot of money to save up, which I already knew. Then she told me that 99.99 pence was almost 100 pence, which I already knew. Then she told me it was only a penny less than 100 pence, which I already knew. Then she told me it was 9,999 pennies if you said it in pennies and not pounds. Which I didn't know, but didn't want to know either because now it sounded like I had even more money to save up. Let's count. How much pocket money does your mom give you every week? Asked Gabby. 50 pence, I said, but I already spent it. Sorry, it's not 50 pence. It's not pence, it was pound. I'm so sorry. Have you got any rich relatives? Asked Gabby. I've got a nanny and grampy, I said, but they bought me a piggy bank with no money in it, so I guess they must be poor. In that case, said Gabby, there is only one thing you can do. What's that? I asked. Chores, said Gabby. What are chores? I asked. Jobs around the house, said Gabby, like cleaning and washing up and hoovering. If you do some chores, your mom can pay you for every chore you do. Really? I said, getting quite excited. Really, really, smiled Gabby. It was the best news I had heard all day. Mom, 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 I shouted, racing back into the garden and waking her up again. Will you pay me to do some chores? At first, I wasn't sure what my mom was going to say because I thought she might be grumpy after being woken up twice, but I was wrong. Chores, eh? She said. I like the sound of that. When can I start? I asked. As soon as you like, smiled my mom. And what will I get paid? I asked. That, Daisy, said Mom, will all depend on how well you do each chore. Chapter 5. The trouble with chores is they are really hard work, especially hoovering. After I'd eaten my dinner on Saturday, Mom said I could start earning some money by hoovering the lounge. She got the hoover out, plugged it in, and said she would come and inspect the carpet after she had finished clearing the dinner things away. Trouble is, when she came back into the lounge, I was hoovering an orange. I hadn't actually started off hoovering an orange. I had started off hoovering the carpet, but after about 12 pushes, I got a bit bored. The trouble with being bored is it makes you want to find out how powerful a hoover set can be. Which is why I ended up hoovering the fruit bowl instead. The trouble with fruit bowls is they have all kinds of fruit that you can try to suck up, like oranges, apples, and bananas. I was a bit worried that a banana might go all the way up the hoover's pipe, so I decided to try an orange first because oranges are fatter. And guess what? It worked! The hoover pipe didn't just stick it to the orange, it actually picked the orange up. I could pick up an actual orange with my actual hoover pipe, wave it around and everything, and make some really immense sucking, whining, hoovering noises at the same time. The trouble with immense sucking, whining, hoovering noises is your mom hears them, she'll come. If your mom hears them, she'll come out and see what you were doing. I was given a different chore to do after that. The trouble with washing the dishes is if you had sausage and mash for dinner, then you need an immense amount of suds, which is why I squeezed a full bottle of washing up liquid into the bowl. I didn't do it when my mom was in the kitchen, but at first I only used a little bit, but after she got upstairs to change the sheets on the beds, I realized how hard mashed potato was to get off. The trouble with realizing how hard mashed potato is to get off is you don't have any choice, really. I thought I was doing a really good job of washing up the dishes, but when my mom came back downstairs into the kitchen, she went loopy. How much washing up liquid have you used? She shouted. It looks like a car wash in here. I was given a different chore to do after that. The trouble with car washing is ours is a really old car, so however much you wash it, it still looks rusty and old, which is why I decided to use a metal scoring pad instead of a sponge. The trouble with using a metal scoring pad is metal scoring pads don't just rub dirt and rust off. When they rub actual paint off as well, and they make swirly shapes. When Mom came out to do an inspection, I hadn't even noticed I was making swirly shapes all over the car, so it can't have been that bad. It was only when our neighbor, Mrs. Pike, lent Mom her hose pipe to do the rinsing that the swirly shapes started to show up. Look at those scratches, Daisy! Look at those scratches! Mom shouted, it's a car, not an ice rink! When I told her that I couldn't actually see any swirly shapes or scrapes on the car, she didn't believe me. Then when I asked her how much I was going to get paid, she went the color of tomato sauce. My next chore was getting ready for bed. Well, that's the end of this channel. If you liked it, please click many likes and subscribe, reading club. I'll come back tomorrow with a new and improved channel. Bye, everybody.